Now I think we can actually start with these colors. It's kind of interesting, right? And our goal basically is going to make what is now 3 colors looking like 2, go in the opposite direction, where we have 2 colors on the inside that are different from each other, and we're going to try to make them look alike. So I'm going to keep the blend, and I'm going to copy these 2 colors. I'm just going to move that down here. And move them to the center. So right now, as you can see, these colors are exactly the same. And up here, they look very, very different. So I'm going to make this color over here. I'm going to sample that from the red side. And this one, I will sample from the green side. So we see how these colors are so different from each other. And the goal now is to try to make these 2 colors look the same by sampling from these. So if I come up here, if I sample this color, come over here and I sample this color, see how dramatically different they are. But now let's do the opposite. So on this side, I'll sample this color. On this side, I'll sample this color. And you see there's not quite enough contrast over here to really make that work. I'm going to try making this background just a little bit darker. First, I'll try sampling from the blend a little bit farther out from the center. So the goal is to try to make these 2 colors look the same. And they're pretty close right now, even though you see how different they are down here. It's always still a matter of subtraction. So if I make this color darker, it's going to make this look a little bit lighter. And I don't want to do that. If I make this color look lighter, it's going to make that look a little bit darker. I'm not sure I want to do that either, but let's just give it a try. See what happens. Made it look lighter. Too much. It's better before. It's going to make this look a little bit lighter. Actually a little bit better. This is a much more difficult exercise and it takes a lot longer, but remember that these exercises that Albers gives us, it's all about creating an awareness of color that's greater than what you go in with. The goal is to experiment with colors, to try different things out, to get used to the idea of changing the identity of the color based on hue, value, and saturation, and to try to solve a problem. In this case, we're trying to make these 2 colors look very similar to each other. We can see how different they are down here, right? The smaller units here and here at the very bottom, they look quite a bit different from each other. Up here, they look closer to each other. They're about the same hue. They look like that, but we know they're different. But up here, they look very similar, and they're about the same value. If I put them side by side, again, we can see how different they are. Very, very different colors. Go back, they look more similar. And what I'm trying to do is subtract just enough of the background, enough of the value of the background, enough of the hue of the background to make this look like that. Same thing on this side. You can play with the background colors, you can play with the foreground colors, and try changing these 2 colors down here by sampling from different places on the blend. All of those things are possible. So that's simultaneous contrast. It's a great way to expand your awareness of color principles. The Eden grids compositions are very, very similar. You're expanding your awareness of color contrast. Here, it's one specific contrast of a simultaneous contrast. So if we think back to all of the contrasts we've studied so far, contrast of hue, value, saturation, temperature, complementary contrast, contrast of extension, and then finally simultaneous contrast. All of those different ideas help us understand the principles of color. They help us identify colors. They help us understand how color works and how we as humans see color, how we perceive color.
In this lesson, you learned how color is the most relative medium in art. In the next lesson, you'll learn about the illusion of transparency.